What if I told you that when a woman truly likes you, she rarely says it out loud? Instead, she reveals it through 10 quiet, unconscious behaviors that most men completely overlook. Here's the Stoic truth: attraction isn't always loud. It's subtle, emotional, energetic. She'll drop hints in her tone, her timing, her presence. And only a man calm enough to observe will ever notice. Carl Jung believed the unconscious always speaks, just not in words. When she's into you, her body language, habits, and emotional cues shift, not to impress you, but to feel closer to you without losing control. Right now, you might think she's just being nice, or that the signs are too small to matter. But to the Stoic man, subtlety is everything. He doesn't need her to confess, he just pays attention. If you're ready to decode the 10 signs she's into you, without needing her to say a word, like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment, "I see through silence." Attention is enough. Number 1. Time investment, intentional prioritization. She's always busy is the excuse many men accept as normal. But when a woman truly values your presence, she makes time, without being asked. This isn't just about meeting up for coffee. It's about intentional prioritization. When she chooses to reply quickly, stay on a call longer than planned, or rearrange her schedule just to see you, it's not by accident. It's emotional investment, made visible through action. Time is the only resource we can never earn back. And for a woman, choosing to spend it with you consistently is not casual, it's a sign that you occupy emotional space in her life. You're not background noise or a backup plan. You are, even in subtle ways, becoming a priority. You'll notice the difference in patterns. Maybe she once met you monthly, now it's weekly. Conversations that used to end in 15 minutes now stretch past midnight. She doesn't just reply, she initiates. That change in frequency and quality is her way of saying, "You matter." According to Stoic awareness, this is the principle of conscious perception. Marcus Aurelius wrote that we must be alert to the value of every moment and gesture. Recognizing when someone offers you their most finite resource, time, is a mark of self-awareness. And in love, awareness is power. Many men miss this because they focus on words. They wait for, "I like you," or "I want more." But often, love whispers in presence, not proclamations. And when you notice this whisper, the Stoic response isn't arrogance or over-eagerness. It's appreciation, matched with calm, grounded presence. The trap lies in ignoring the effort. If you take her time for granted or assume it's always convenient, you diminish its meaning and eventually, her desire to keep giving it. In contrast, acknowledging and reciprocating with your own steady presence deepens connection. So when she clears her evening just to see you, or stays on the phone even when she's tired, it's not random. It's a mirror of emotional value. Pay attention. Now comment below, "I honor the time I'm given and give it with purpose." Number 2. Physical tells, physical proximity. Not all attraction is spoken. In fact, the most revealing signals come from the body, subtle, unconscious, yet deeply honest. When a woman is drawn to you, her physical proximity becomes a language of its own. The closeness of her presence, the accidental brush of a hand, the way her body tilts toward you even in a crowded room. These are not just habits, they are tells. And if you're calm enough to observe, they reveal volumes. You might notice her leaning in slightly more than needed during conversation. Her knee brushing yours and not moving away. A playful touch on your shoulder when she laughs. These are primal, almost involuntary actions. They express comfort, desire, and emotional closeness long before words catch up. But here's where most men fail: they rush to respond. They take one light touch as permission to escalate, to invade, rather than observe. The Stoic man, however, stands still. He acknowledges, but does not chase. He understands that her closeness is an invitation, not a demand. In Stoicism, this restraint is called apatheia, a serene clarity that arises when you are unmoved by impulse. The man who simply notices, without needing to prove or act, becomes far more powerful. His composure creates tension. His stillness, a magnet. This doesn't mean detachment, it means depth. Toward you. Your calm acknowledgement lets her feel safe, seen, and unpressured, and it allows her to continue moving closer, not because she's being pursued, but because she feels drawn. Compare this to the man who immediately reacts, touches back too soon, leans in too aggressively, or comments on her every move. That man breaks the spell. He replaces subtle intimacy with predictable ego. Stoicism isn't about emotional coldness. It's about emotional control, the courage to receive another's truth without losing your own center. And in love, that's what builds gravity. A woman remembers the man who could witness her truth without turning away. So the next time she reveals something raw or fragile, don't rush to match it or fix it. Let her vulnerability breathe. Let your stillness say, "You're safe here, but I'm still me." Now speak out and comment below. I honor truth with presence, not performance. Number 5. Consistent contact, ongoing connection. There's something deeply telling in the way a woman keeps you involved in her everyday life. It's not always dramatic or romantic. It's subtle, persistent, and meaningful. She sends you a song that reminded her of something you said. She forwards a meme only the two of you would understand. She texts you out of nowhere about a random article tied to your interests. These aren't coincidences. They're bridges, silent threads she weaves to stay emotionally close. In today's world, attention is the most valuable currency. We're constantly bombarded with messages, distractions, and obligations. So when a woman carves out space for you in that chaos, you're not just part of her time, you're part of her mental and emotional landscape. And that's no small thing. Most men miss this sign because they're waiting for grand gestures, long messages, emotional confessions, hours-long phone calls. But real connection often looks quieter. She's not writing you poetry. She's reminding you, "You're on my mind." And in a woman's world, where emotions are subtle but deeply strategic, that consistency is a loud message wrapped in a whisper. Why does this matter? Because consistency means you're not just an option. You're not an afterthought. You're a presence she wants to maintain. Even when she's busy or overwhelmed, she reaches out not because she has to, but because something inside nudges her to. That's emotional priority. As a Stoic man, your role isn't to cling to these messages or get addicted to the attention. It's to recognize the value behind the pattern. Receive it with calm appreciation, not needy excitement. Respond when it aligns with your rhythm, not to feed validation, but to reflect clarity. This isn't about playing games or calculating replies. It's about honoring her presence while staying grounded in your own. Let your responses reflect presence, not performance. That's how you become unforgettable. Not because you're always available, but because you're always intentional. In a world full of noise, consistent connection is a sign of rare emotional sincerity. And when a woman shows you this kind of presence, she's telling you, without words, her heart hasn't wandered. Now comment below, I value connection, not attention. Number 6. Friends and family integration, deeper connection. One of the most underrated but powerful signs of a woman's genuine feelings is when she begins integrating you into her personal world, her friends, her family, her inner circle. At first, it might feel casual. An invite to a group hangout. A mention of your name to her sister. A spontaneous introduction to a friend over coffee. But behind these seemingly simple acts lies something profound, emotional inclusion. When a woman feels something deep for you, she wants to see how you fit into the mosaic of her life. You're no longer just someone she spends time with in private. You're someone she envisions beside her at birthdays, in photos, on trips, and at family dinners. This is emotional risk on her part. It's vulnerability. Because to introduce you is to admit to others and to herself that you matter. Many men mistake this for social convenience. But Stoic awareness urges us to look deeper. If she's bringing you into her world, she's silently asking, do you belong here? And even more importantly, can we build something real together? It's an emotional litmus test, and it speaks volumes about her intentions. Pay attention to how she talks about you when others are around. Does she light up when your name comes up? Does she include you in plans for shared events? Has she already told people stories about you before you arrive? These are not accidents. They are signals of emotional depth and intentional connection. As a man grounded in Stoic principles, your role is not to chase this integration, but to acknowledge and honor it when it happens. Validation from her friends or winning over her family through charm? Your calm presence, respect, and consistency are more than enough. Remember, you're not there to be accepted by her world, you're there to observe whether her world truly aligns with yours. Integration is a two-way door. Just as she invites you in, you must decide whether it feels like home. True love isn't hidden away, it expands into every part of life. When she wants you beside her in all spaces, not just private ones, she's telling you that your presence brings her pride. Now speak out. I enter no world unless I belong in it. 7. Future reference. Building continuity. One of the most subtle, but powerful, signs a woman is emotionally invested in you is when she starts speaking in terms of the future and includes you in it. These aren't grand declarations like marriage or kids. Instead, they're small, casual references. We should try that restaurant next time. Let's go to that concert when they're in town. On the surface, they sound harmless. But underneath, they carry quiet weight, continuity. When a woman starts projecting you into her future, she's not just thinking about now, she's testing how your presence fits into what's next. This is a soft but serious form of emotional investment. She sees you as more than a fleeting experience. She's building a narrative in her mind where you're still around, not just today, but tomorrow and beyond. This emotional forecasting isn't random. It stems from comfort, desire, and hope. Hope that your connection can last. Hope that the laughter doesn't end with dessert tonight. It's her way of saying, I want this to continue, without pressure or expectations. As a Stoic, this is where your awareness must rise. Don't get carried away by glimpses of tomorrow. Stay grounded. Let her intentions speak for themselves, don't chase them. A woman who values you will build moments of continuity. Over time, you'll find yourself not just reacting, but planning with her. But here's the catch. These future references only matter if they're backed by action. If she talks about plans but never initiates or follows through, the words are just smoke. True continuity is shown in both language and behavior. The Stoic response: be the man who listens deeply, smiles knowingly, but doesn't rush ahead. Let the future unfold naturally, without anxiety or clinging. If she includes you in her future, let it be because your present presence is strong, calm, and real. Now comment below. I build the future with presence, not promises. 8. Jealousy. Signals of awareness. Jealousy, when subtle and unprovoked, often reveals what words conceal. When a woman harbors feelings for you, she becomes attuned, almost hyper-aware of other women around you. This isn't about possession, but perception. She starts perceiving threats where none exist, and her behavior shifts. A change in tone, more possessive body language, or playful yet pointed questions like, who's she? You talk to her often? These aren't random. They're signals of emotional investment showing through discomfort. Maybe she touches your arm when another woman enters the room. Maybe she becomes unusually attentive when a female friend is mentioned. What you're seeing is her instinctive response to perceived competition. In Stoicism, your calm becomes your strength here. You don't react. You don't provoke. And you never use jealousy as a tool. You observe. Her jealousy, when not toxic, is often a mirror of her affection. A fear of losing something she hasn't fully claimed yet. Most men either exploit this or panic. But the wise man sees beyond the reaction. He knows it's not about control, but quiet hope. Hope that you might choose her fully. Hope that she's not just another name on your list. The Stoic solution is balance. Don't deny her emotions, but don't feed the fire. If she questions you, respond with truth and steadiness. If she competes for your attention, appreciate it, but remain unmoved. Your worth isn't defined by how many women want you, it's revealed in how you lead, with clarity, not chaos. Romantically, a woman showing jealousy in subtle ways is exposing a vulnerability. She cares. And when respected, that care can deepen both attraction and trust. But mishandled, it becomes a wound. Choose the path that preserves dignity on both sides. Now comment below. I lead with clarity, not chaos. 9. Effort elevation. Personalized investment: when a woman starts making personalized efforts, remembering your quirks, referencing little things you barely recall sharing, planning around your tastes, you're witnessing more than kindness. You're seeing devotion in disguise. She's not just showing interest. She's showing that you, specifically, matter. Maybe she gets you a vinyl from that obscure jazz band you once mentioned. Maybe she books a quiet spot for dinner because she remembers you don't like loud places. These gestures may seem small, but they speak volumes. They mean she sees you not just as a romantic option, but as someone worth knowing deeply. This form of elevated effort is often misunderstood. Some men brush it off as being nice. Others become entitled. The Stoic man does neither. He recognizes the emotional energy behind each gesture and responds not with ego, but with presence. This is her offering you compatibility, not chemistry. She's saying, I want to know your world and be part of it. If you miss this, distracted by surface games or short-term thrill, you'll overlook one of the clearest signs of emotional resonance. These efforts build shared rituals, emotional safety, and a sense of being seen. Nothing builds loyalty faster. Now comment below. True effort is personal, not performative. 10. Unguarded laughter. Emotional connection: there's a kind of laughter that doesn't ask permission, it escapes in moments of pure presence, unfiltered and deeply honest. When a woman laughs like this around you, not out of politeness, but genuine delight, you're witnessing emotional surrender. Especially when it's frequent or triggered by your worst jokes. That laughter means comfort, trust, connection. In a world where people wear emotional armor, unguarded laughter is vulnerability disguised as joy. It's her body saying, I feel safe here. When she leans in, eyes glowing, shoulders relaxed, fully present, you've broken through a layer most never reach. This matters because comfort breeds intimacy. If she laughs easily with you, she likely wants to be herself around you. And that desire to drop the mask is the foundation of emotional connection. It's not forced. You'll notice it in the way she recalls your jokes, giggles at inside references, or laughs at things no one else does. She's not just laughing at your words, she's responding to your presence. Many men miss this. They chase dramatic displays and overlook the quiet intimacy of laughter. The Stoic man doesn't. He sees the rhythm, the tone, the emotional dance beneath every exchange. From a Stoic perspective, unguarded laughter is freedom in real time. It reflects a mind unburdened, even if just briefly. When a woman feels free around you, her attraction deepens. Not because you entertain her, but because you liberate her from pretending. This emotional release becomes a bridge. You're no longer just the guy she dates, you're the one she feels alive with. That distinction changes everything. Now comment below. Her laughter reveals more than her words. You began this thinking you needed her to say she likes you. Now you understand, she already has. Just not with words. When she stays close for no reason, remembers small things, laughs at your worst jokes, mirrors your tone, mentions future plans, texts without a reason, or disappears just to see if you'll notice, that's not coincidence. That's quiet pursuit. But the Stoic man doesn't chase validation. He observes. And when the signs align, he leads, not with need, but with presence. Carl Jung said, your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. A woman's quiet actions are the heart's way of whispering what pride won't say. If you're ready to respond with calm confidence, not emotional impulse, like this message, subscribe and comment. I respond to energy, not noise. Stay still. Stay sovereign. Because the woman who truly wants you speaks through silence, silence that only a few ever hear.